1 year after the fall of Afghanistan, millions of Afghans remain trapped in poverty and hunger, but many of those who escaped are starting new lives in countries like the U.S. CBS News tech and politics reporter, his name is Musadiq Bidar, knows exactly what that feels like. The Taliban forced his family out of Afghanistan when they ruled the country back in the 1990s. So we asked him to reflect on his own experiences as a refugee and what it means to be Afghan American.
The images of Afghans chasing after a U.S. military plane and clinging to their final hope for freedom reminded me of my family's struggle to escape the Taliban nearly 30 years ago. I was born in the basement of our home in Kabul in 1992. The Taliban were just beginning to conquer Afghanistan. Rockets and bombs exploded outside while my family sought shelter underground during the Civil War. My mother, an airline attendant, and my father, a radio journalist who had been reporting on the Taliban's human rights abuses, became targets once the group took control of Afghanistan in 1996. A grenade meant to kill my father took the life of my grandfather and injured other members of our family. We soon found ourselves in the same situation that millions of Afghans are now in. Stay home and face potential death, or leave everything behind in search of freedom and opportunity. We left Kabul in the middle of the night, hiding in homes of family and friends for months before arriving at a refugee camp in Pakistan. I was 6 years old when my brother and I started working 10-hour days to help put food on the table. We weaved carpets that sold as luxury items in America and Europe. My dad's polio limits his physical mobility, so he homeschooled us at night. My mom waited outside various embassies in Islamabad, desperately trying to submit a refugee visa application. We slept on the floor and shared simple treats like birthday cakes, but continued to work toward a better future. Then in May of 2003, we got a life-changing call. Pack your bags, you're going to America. I was 10 years old, could barely say hello or how are you in English, but soon found myself translating government documents for my parents. We resettled in a small 2-bedroom apartment in Concord, California. My mom would roll sandwiches at Subway in San Francisco during the day and take English lessons after her shift. I put on my Team USA jersey, watched reruns of Full House and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and carried a basketball around to fit in. For me, education was the catalyst to success, and America gave me the opportunity to seize it. The community in the Bay Area provided a welcoming environment and gave me a chance to proudly call myself Afghan American. Student volunteers here at the Athenian School tutored me on the weekends, took me to Giants games, and it was at this high school, while on a full scholarship, where I discovered my passion for reporting and telling stories.
Musadiq Bidar.
I studied journalism in Washington, D.C., a place I stayed for the next 10 years. My dad often says coming to America was like winning the lottery, but he also reminds me that prosperity isn't guaranteed. My family's success is the success of America and the countless mentors, teachers, friends, and colleagues who have supported us at every step. We're keeping an eye on 2 interesting races here. I followed after my father and pursued a career in journalism, the same career the Taliban tried killing him for pursuing in Afghanistan. Last summer, I was driving from California to D.C., a quintessential cross-country road trip as part of an American dream realized. The beauty of the Great Salt Lake and the wonders of Yellowstone National Park were an easy reminder of the enchanting values and ideals that symbolize America beyond its borders. 25 years ago, rockets and bombs drove my family out of our native land in Afghanistan. Today, my youngest brother is preparing to study engineering in college. My sister recently graduated and started her own business. My middle brother is a physician's assistant, caring for elderly patients. Together, last year, we bought our first home. A slice of earth we can call our own, as a family. This is what the Afghan refugees who came to the U.S. in the last year are working for now. This is what families reached for last summer at Kabul airport when they chased after a plane. They were grasping for the hope and freedom the world knows America will provide.
Wow, thank you, Musadiq, for putting it in perspective. So much that we take for granted here. You know, listen, there's no question the country has issues, but always, whenever you go away and you come back, I'm always so happy and so proud to be back home in this country. And I love how he laid it all out for us.
It's lovely, so clear, so relatable.
Yes.
I love your lesson.
Carried a basketball.
Carried a basketball so he
Yeah.
could fit in. I love what he said about his family's success in America is America's success.
Yeah, the bigger
That
points.
is the hope of everybody who wants to come to this country. In that video of people clinging to the plane as it was taking on Afghanistan, some people died. Because that's how desperately they wanted to escape Taliban rule and to come here. And for him and his family, it's just a beautiful story. That is the American dream. That's what everybody wants.
And his face when he said, "Pack your bags, you're going to America." Special shout out to you, Stacey Persoff, the producer who was behind that, because those pieces are very hard to do when it's just track.
Absolutely.
Craig Shea, who I know from personal experience, one of the best editors we have in the building, and you too, Brian Cunningham. Really, really good
Craig
job.
Shea is
Those are
very
hard
good.
to do.
Yeah, no, I just sent them both a note. That was really
you
well
did?
done. I mean, the accident of birth, you know?
Yes.
How far he's come. I'm glad to have him.
Congratulations on their new home, too, Musadiq. That's wonderful. You got a new home.
Lucky to
Nice
have him here.
kitchen.
Yes. All right.
I love a good kitchen.
Hey, you don't know how to use a kitchen.
I didn't say I knew how to use a kitchen, Tony. I said I like a kitchen.
Okay, that's true. You like what comes out of a
People
kitchen.
gather.
That's true. I like a kitchen, too.